Scorpio.
Hello Scorpio, this is your September forecast for 2014. This month your focus is going to be more so on groups and organizations and how you interact with them. Some of you might be signing up for some new courses or classes or new groups to affiliate with. And if you're working now in your career with groups, you'll come to see that they are going to be more so upon you, where you're going to have to work and balance out things and probably use a lot of mindset as well too, because the sun now is in the sign of Virgo, which is Mercury ruled, so it's the mind ticking away. How you communicate, what the interaction is. And the best time will be up until the 3rd of September, meaning that you've had August to actually work through this when Mercury was visiting there earlier on in the sign, but you have the 3 first days before Mercury's moving out of the 11th into the 12th house, where the mind wants to take a second step back just to kind of relax and, you know, have it a little easier, at least on the mind. But the sun is going to be chipping away here throughout the month, and you also do have the new moon here, which is coming in on September 23rd. So this would be the area for you, Scorpio, to plant your intentions. How do you wish it to look like? How do you wish to interact with groups? Not just now, but between now and a full year from now. You could see what's going on around you now. If everything is good, it's harmonious, well then the intention is to say, I want to keep this up, this is great. If it feels like it's a little bit too much upon you, you might, you know, figure out how to balance it and how you want to work with these groups between now and next year in a different way. So it's really paying attention to what now is going on, and then put down those intentions, and you will see how it's going to carry you forward in the months to come. Now it's also a joyful time because the 11th house is also a time shared with friends. You might find yourself catching up with them because it might have been a busy summer for you, and in that sense a great time here to just relax and enjoy that. We have Mars. Mars is your drive, action, and determination, and it's also one of your ancient rulers. Today we say it's Pluto, but actually it's both of them. Now Mars is in your first house, so you might have felt here as of recent couple of weeks how Mars has been picking up a little bit more energy for you, and that is good. Some of you might have felt, you know, the dreary, heavy energy of the Saturn being a little burdensome or heavy upon you. But see, now that Mars is there, it's picking your energies up again. You're feeling more focused and more directed as far as gathering your thoughts. And you will have it here in this area of the first house, which is your personality, there until September 14th. Thereafter, you'll see how Mars is going to start thinking about money and income. How much are you making? Should you be making more? Is it time to really crunch all these numbers or have talks with the higher ups there at work? Mars is wanting you to look at your self-worth, your dignity here, and to justify it in some sense, because Mars will be in the sign of Jupiter, or should I say Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, which is all about fairness. So if you're happy with your income, this should be a great time for you. You will see how money is coming to you in new forms. Some of you, Scorpio, will be thinking of new ways how to create more or generate more income revenue, as Mars is going to be busying itself here. And some of you might ask for a raise at this time if you're feeling that that is justified for your sense of self. So Mars here from the 14th onwards throughout the rest of the month, you'll see how that will work for you. We're looking at Venus. Venus currently here in September in your 10th house for career. And Venus rules, of course, love. It also rules romance, but it also rules money. So since it's in the career house, it's probably where money is that you're going to be thinking about, especially the first week until the 6th. You'll see how Venus here is going to be activating this for you. And it might be doing you some really good too, because Jupiter is also in your career house now. And it will linger in your career house until that of late summer 2015. So Jupiter is going to be expanding your work. It is in the sign of Leo. So that is your sense of self, your dignity, what you're creating and how you bring that out. Jupiter will be generous with you. And especially now that Venus is there, it's there here in August if you're listening early to this forecast. So great time for you to look at what are you earning? Is it what you deserve? If not, well, you have the backing of Jupiter to ask for that raise, right? After the 6th, Venus is going to move out of your career into that group area where you're working with now groups, organizations. It could be on the net, on the web, or also groups of friends. And you'll find that that is going to be a great social time. The last 2 weeks, or should I say last 3 weeks of September, you shall feel that energy really glowing, and you will be glowing because Venus will be meeting up here also with the Sun, which makes you radiate that extra more with charisma. Then we have here also the full moon. The full moon this month will be on the 9th of September in the area of the 5th house, Scorpio, and that is children. You might feel that this area is going to be illuminated that much more. Your children can be more in the forefront on the stage upon life, or it is also self-expression and creativity. So you might just feel that you're birthing something. Some of you might actually birth a new child. If you're pregnant, look for this date. Full moons really has a tendency to push them out, right? But for your own creativity, great time here on the 9th to see some harvest of what you have been working with here as of late. Beautiful day there on the 9th. And that full moon will be in the sign of Pisces, which is very creative in itself. So we have creativity and spirituality. We have the 5th house of Leo, which is also creative, self-expressive, and it will have just passed over Neptune, which also is quite creative and spiritual. So we have some nice days there, and I always like to say 3 days full moon. The day prior, then we got the full moon, and the day after. All those 3 days, I feel, are quite active emotionally. So we have on the 9th here a communication that might be a little bit important to you. It is between the 12th house and for you 3rd house, which again is communication. So if you're needing to make some kind of decision and you're not really feeling it, that you're not totally convinced, try to, you know, stall it for a little bit, because already on the 10th I'm feeling that you're going to have a better sense of where you're at, and you might just get that extra last little piece of information that you need to feel confident. So the 10th would be a better day to make a decision. Try to avoid the 9th. And then here on the 11th we have you feeling really good about what you have obtained. This for you should be between the area of groups and then yourself, so you might have been balancing here within a certain situation, but Saturn here is telling you on the 11th just how good of a job you have done. All right, Saturn gives us grounding, it anchors in a job well done, and it's your 1st house, so that's you, your personality, and then getting some kudos there from the people around you, the groups you are working or affiliated with, might just come back and pat you on the back, and you deserve that, Scorpio, because you have been working structurally really hard for a very long time, and there's only a few months left now of this burden. Saturn will be leaving your sign there in December, so we only have the wrap-up phase of what you've been going through for nearly 2.5 years now. Okay, so it's going to be important months because we always want the wrap-up phase to be good. Saturn's all about mastery, mastering the things, the lessons learned, right? So we want to go out as a shining star. So you might just feel now that this is coming to crunch time for you. Then we have the 14th, Venus and Pluto. They're trine. Venus is love and romance, and Pluto is passion. Great day there on the 14th for you. It is in a harmonious aspect. Venus rules money too, and so for you, your Venus is going to be in the 11th house, Pluto in that 3rd house. There might be news about money, all right? And it could come from a group to you with this news, or it could also just be some passion shared between you and somebody in a group. On the 21st, we have Venus and Saturn, so Venus again in good shape here, this time with Saturn. Saturn in that 1st house, Venus in that 11th house. So once again, I'm feeling that you're getting good kudos, pat on the back for a job well done. And you know what? If anybody deserves to have any good pats on the shoulder, it is you. So this is a great month for you. You will feel that a lot of the things that you have been investing in is starting now to shine and finally giving some laurels back, right? So this is what we have for you, Scorpio, here for this month. All the personal planets, they're moving forward now. And ever since end of July there, when Saturn, the last retrograde of this year, turned around direct, it takes time for a big planet to start picking up speed, moving forward again. So it's still a little slow there in August, but here September, it's really starting to pick up. So you should all now start feeling that things are moving beautifully. We do have the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, retrograde. And I have received a couple of questions. It's like, well, you're saying everything is moving direct. How about them? They're retrograde. So when we say that, it's the personal planets out to Saturn, including Saturn, now direct. They are the planets that we notice mostly on a day-to-day basis in our daily consciousness because they're active planets. Whereas the outer planets, they work more on the subconscious level, and they move so slowly that we don't really see them on a day-to-day basis. We see them more in an overall thing down the road when transformations then take place. So yes, we have the outer 3 planets retrograde. They will do that for a long time. But the ones that you need to get your life up and running and in place, that is the personal planets, and they are direct, so we're happy for that. So listen, this Scorpio, I will see you next month, but do listen to your moon and your rising sign, and do come back in September as well and re-listen again if you need to, and I will see you next month. Bye now.